Well, my name is Jessica Smith with This Old Farm in Colfax, Indiana, or outside of Colfax, Indiana. And if anybody would have ever asked me if I would do meat processing at any point in time in the last 10 years, I would have laughed. I started as a vegetarian, and meat processing was not something I thought was in my future. However, we had a small farm operation, and I wanted to see that farm operation grow, and had problems with processing. And as we got involved in researching the processing industry throughout America, realized that there were real challenges in that processing industry.
What's it important to know about the meat processing for farmers? I think in the situation, if you're just getting into this, it's important to understand the process, what it goes through. I think it's important to go to your meat processor, somebody that you're going to have, that you're going to use for your facilities, to talk to them and understand what they have to go through, what they really desire for a finished animal, what they would like to have. And then you go to your consumer and find out what they'd like to have. So it's understanding the whole process that goes on. And it's easy for me just to raise an animal out here and ship it off somewhere and say, you ought to take it, but I'm not quite sure what you really want.
So in the media recently, the agriculture industry and food production especially has had some pretty poor media that will sometimes really concern the consumer, so that they don't understand what's going on, or they may think that products from a larger processor might not be safe. So this has caused people to really step back and look more locally for their products, looking to shop at, say, farmers markets or smaller processors that they know and that they can trust and build a relationship with. Now, I would like to emphasize that large processors or small processors, as long as they're doing their job well, that food is going to be safe. And so I really trust all of the food that's in our system, no matter what size processor it's coming from. But the people that are looking for that local product, the small processor can really serve a unique role there and provide that niche market that some of our consumers are looking for. So here in the state of Indiana, we have a few different options as far as processing and retailing meat products. You can be USDA inspected, which is what most of our large processors are going to be, and that means that you can sell your product anywhere in the United States, and often it will qualify for exports as well. A lot of our smaller processors will choose to work at the state level with state inspection. What this means is that you have Indiana Board of Animal Health inspector, and it's a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more flexible as far as schedules when the inspector can come to your facility. Still the same quality of safety and the same level of inspection, but a little bit more flexibility. The challenge with that, though, is that then you are restricted to selling your products only within the state of Indiana. Another option is to do custom exempt. What this means is that the processor does not actually sell meat to the public. They provide a service for harvesting an animal and processing it. So in that case, the owner would bring their animal in, the processor would charge them for the service, and then that person would take their own products back home. In this case, there's non-inspection that's taking place, and so then the owner of the animal is assuming all of the safety on themselves.
We are now a federally inspected processing facility, and we just went under federal inspection last year. Before that, we were a state inspected processing facility. So we chose federal inspection, or knew that we were going to go under federal inspection, to be able to broaden our reach out of the state of Indiana. The USDA definition of local is within 400 miles, and so we still believe in that local food product. But local is Chicago, local is Kentucky, and we can broaden our reach and thus improve the sustainability of our own processing facility to be able to process and then move that meat across state lines. It's been an interesting experience working all the way through all the different challenges of not only small business, but also processing and helping farmers, and that's where my passion is supporting agriculture. Processing to me is a need for the agriculture to grow in the state of Indiana.
So some of the challenges we see, especially with our smaller processors, is that the regulations with inspection and food safety are changing pretty rapidly. And sometimes it's difficult for them to keep up with all of those changes, and that should be the role not only of their inspection agency, but of people like Purdue Extension, to make sure that we are communicating those changes and helping them facilitate that.
Part of the mission of Purdue Cooperative Extension Service is to put people together in some ways. and that is we can help out individuals find areas that they can purchase animals and get animals at, or tell them who in the area they might want to look into, as well as the fact we'll talk to the farmers, the producers, and tell them areas that they might want to put their emphasis in marketing into. One of the things we have an extension to help people out in reference to information is the Small Farms website. The Purdue Small Farms team is a group of us educators and specialists that are on campus, and we get together on a regular basis and plan programs for people that are small farms. And it's very difficult to put a caption upon what a small farm is. It can go anywhere from less than an acre up to a couple hundred acres, really, as you look at it. So what the Small Farm team does is devise programming that is needed for those people to capture that audience and give them some educational information that Purdue University can supply them to help their operations and hopefully help them make money in the process.
Well, really, our farm is just one small picture of what we hope to see, which is livestock back out on the ground. The consolidation of American food system has happened across the nation, and we understand that side of life as well. However, we want to maintain and grow the ability for folks to go ahead and farm and for the family farm to succeed. And that again comes back to having processing options. Our farm is one of those, and we do want to see, of course, success in our own farm operation, but really we want to see others return to the farm and know that it's a viable option.